right, ladies and gentlemen, this video is for entertainment purposes only under the Fair Act law, and it is for only entertainment. Now, there's some new photos that have been released, and we're going to take a look at them real quick. So, warning, graphic photos, there is blood in them. This is crime scene photos of the Idaho 4 case. Debbie, can you hear the music?
Hello and welcome to Hulu's Tell Me Live.
All right, let's take a look real quick. See if I can position this where we can see pretty good. All right. Yeah, it does look like some blood. Very messy area. I'm noticing blood on the pillow on the floor. Wow. Wow. Very messy. Now, was this caught? I also see a Coors Light. I also see a Coors Light container of a bear, like a case or something. Now, was this all created from a struggle, or is this how the college ladies live today? Messy? I don't know. Party room, but you could tell uh, there is blood on clothing and very interesting. Somewhat of a struggle occurred, or did she get up out of bed to try and do something? And you when you're losing blood that fast, you don't have much time if you don't stop the bleeding. Wrap something around it. Maybe that's what she tried to do. I noticed there is blood on numerous clothing. A lot of people are saying, oh, well, it was sexual. I don't think so, because none of the girls were found naked. No evidence of any kind of sexual stuff. So a lot of these people are thinking it was sexually motivated, but I don't think so, because there was no evidence of them undressed. Debbie, is there anything you notice in the photo? Sensitive photos. Yes, warning, sensitive photos, folks. Yeah, Debbie, I don't think he was there for sex at all. There would have been evidence of it. I know. I wonder if they did find something sexual at his house from the crime scene, like a pair of panties or something. But I don't think he did anything to him sexual, because they were dressed. All right, let's scroll down to the next photo. right, this is the bed. And you can see there's blood on the sheets, on the bed frame, on the pillow, on the clothing or blankets or sheeting around it, on the floor. Hmm. Young adults. Debbie says young adults flinging stuff everywhere. Yeah, you know, a college dorm. You know, what appears an attempt to get out of the bed. You know, because you got blood on the bed, or maybe appears to just slump over there. Very sad scene.
Describe is how you stop explaining the same thing over.
All right, let's look at another photo. Debbie, you see anything in this interesting? I don't know. This might be like some kind of a briefcase or something underneath the bed, or a computer or something, laptop maybe. You can obviously see that this pillow here has blood on it, but it's almost like the blood is soaked through or something. Like, I don't know. You know, I'm wondering, did this dude, were they sleeping, a couple of them, and he put pillows over their heads, over their mouths, and started stabbing them? Because you got this small pillow here, but it's not really like blood on it. It's like the blood either was so maybe it soaked through it or something. It fell off of the bed, or if he was using it. That's a lot of there at the corner. Yeah, yeah, right up in this area here. But if you look at this pillow on the ground here, just a little bit of the corner, you can see some blood droplets on the floor on this green towel or whatever this is. All right, let's look at the next one. We we definitely got blood dribbling down the side of the bed frame, through the bed frame onto the floor underneath it. All right, we got a phone, an Apple phone with blood on it. We got blood on what appears to be paper. Maybe like paper they were doing homework on or something. Or how you doing, Miss Cole? let's check another one out. Alright, this might be graphic, so warning. Alright, now you got blood prints like hands, smudge marks. We also have a little bit of blood on the wall. That must be her desk. Yeah, something definitely scraped across this. Now, whether that's her hair marks on this desk down here, but you can see lines going all the way down and everything, like maybe hair. Wow, this almost looks like a finger mark being drugged down, like they put their handprints there. Or is that a knife? Is that a blood marking of a knife? Like he went to go draw back and slammed his hand into the dresser or whatever that is, desk. That's interesting.
Sometimes people's life is not working because their excuses still are. When you look at the last 12
Debbie, what do you see there? Does this look like a knife, maybe? Like maybe his knuckle marks in a hand, he slams his hand up against the... I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it's just a handprint or a fingerprint or something like it is sliding off. Similar lines to that cat looking one. Yeah, the one right here. It's like either hair was mixed up into it or something with, because I think it might be hair or something. No, we don't know. That's true. All right, we got an Apple laptop. Now, does that say TIBQ or TTBQ on it? And I got one. That looks like a rug. Now, a lot of people are saying it's a chair or something, but I got a rug like that. Real furry like that. Actually, I don't think it's a rug. I think it's a blanket you put on your bed. It's round, but it might be a rug. I don't know. but I don't know if that's a chair or a blanket. And they just, like it's a covering that they threw over a chair or at the end of the bed. But there's blood on that. You can definitely see that. It's very sad what happened there. It really is. And I'm telling you, if it, you know, you'd have to be evil to do something like this. For this to be your first murder, it's pretty crazy. But I don't see it being his first. He's killed something before. Yeah, it looks like a small rug or maybe like you know them small blankets you put at the end of the bed or whatever. But you might be right. It might be a small rug and they threw it over a chair. Maybe like to cover the chair. All right, let's look at another one. All right, now this is on the one side of the bed. You can definitely see blood on the mattress. You can see blood splatter on the, either it's cast off or blood splatter right here on the bed, the side of the bed, right here on the frame. You definitely got blood on the ground. You got a bunch of stuff underneath the bed. This looks like a fry container that you get fries in or something like that, or onion rings. I also see, is that Taco Bell package here or some kind of a sauce? Blood on this here. Blood all over the recharging cords for the phone. To me, it possibly is footprints right here. Something cloth or something made an impression here. You can see the impression rings around like a shoe or clothing or something. Maybe that's the food they were eating, a bag that they were eating the food or something. But you could see the bed. If I could zoom this, you could see on the other side of the bed, you can see where the blood dripped down underneath onto the floor and on the back side of the bed down here. Wow. Seeing these pictures make it so
I had
real.
a very unique childhood because I lived in 23 states by the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we got, I took life for granted, but now I understand that there's people out there trying to kill us. And not because we did anything wrong or because we covered a case or whatever. Most sometimes it is. These people get crazy and stop, we let our guards down. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy world. I would like to see how he made entry. Now, a lot of people are saying the back window, the back door, or whatever, but, you know, if there was a window left open there, if there was a door left open there, then yeah, I can see how this happened. People don't realize how crazy the world is. You gotta lock your doors and windows. The only way I think he got in was either a window or the back sliding glass because the front door had a key thing on it, a code. You know, not unless they left all the doors and stuff open. Then yeah, this is very possible to pull off. You know. How did he make entry? Is my question. You know, and if they play their game right, you know, he confessed to it. You know, I don't know. How deep do you want to sweeten the deal to get them talk? And that's what it is going to be. Is a playing ball. You know, you got to use something to cut deals with them to get them to talk. How did you make entry? How did this unfold step by step? And what they really need is a knife. And only if he's the murderer, only he knows where the knife is. And you got to throw something in there to get the murder weapon, so it all adds up. And if he acted alone, he and only he himself is the only one that knows where the murder weapon is. That's just you thinking. That's my thoughts. I think it was already in here. The other two let him in. Well, in order to let him in, he would have to be posing as somebody like a food driver. For them to let him in, he's got to know somebody. Either he's posing as a DoorDash driver, or as Debbie said, the other two's let him in. Well, then he had to know somebody for them to let him in, unless he bum rushed them. They opened up the door, yeah, and he just walked in with a knife. Miss Fox is saying she thinks that the two downstairs knew him well. We don't know. And you know, it's kind of freaky though. If true, they let him in, they go back to her room. He walks up the stairs. The one girl sees him and says, someone's in the house. She's screaming as she's running back. That's what she testified that she. Or one of them said, somebody's in the house. We also have someone else that heard him coming up the stairs and said she can hear the guy saying he was there to help them. I don't know, that's crazy. And that's what makes it fishy, because any burglar that went in, you don't know how many people are in the house. They start screaming, there's someone in the house. And like I said in the other video, now you got to take in mind you only got so much time before someone calls the police, or there might be a man in the house with a weapon. He don't turn back. He goes full forward, taking on anything that got in his way. He might have had to know something. You know, maybe he was questioning people. Hey, are there any weapons? Do they? He might have been watching them, seeing. Who knows? Might have had help. Someone that went in, scoped the place out, came out, and we don't know. I mean, my God, he was doing an experiment, telling people to call him that are murdered people. How many people contacted him? People are, oh, he could. Well, maybe he talked to somebody. Did anyone ever think of that? Maybe it was, we don't know. We weren't there. One man, sure, one guy could do it. Sure, you'd have to be crazier than a loon. You have to go in and get out. You ain't got time for dallywhacking your wiener or anything like that. Why? Because you take the risk of getting caught. If that's the case, you might have killed him. You should have just killed him and sat on the front porch. I think it's a Scream movie. I mean, think about it, Miss Debbie Fox says. How his sister was making her own horror movies. That's true. B movie woman. That's true. She was in some B movie horror flicks and stuff. Yeah, that's true. Are you telling me he did all this and possibly more murders so his sister could write a movie about it and star in it? I don't. That's crazy, but possible in his sick mind. Very possible. All right, let's continue on with the other photos. You can definitely see blood on both sides of the bed, this side and the other side. All right, here we got the staircase going up. Oh yeah, it looks like to me there's blood here, like a footprint or something. Now whether that's a cop's or someone that walked in there, but it looks like there's a blood print right here, a shoe print or something. Looks like a luminol coming down the wall. They might have sprayed there and it ran down the wall onto this stair here. We got beer cans. Very interesting. The railing. Miss Fox says it never sat right with her. I don't blame you. This looks like blood drops. Possibly on the back side of the. You got more bear cans in the corner here. The aluminol. The aluminol coming down from the handrail. Whoa. Looks like another drop of blood right here.
Create your own pizza for only $9.99.
You got a McDonald's or something cup here. Now, whether this is dirt or whatever, mud or whatever, might be, but I don't know. You have to remember, too, police came storming in there. You can't blame the police for contaminating this scene. And the reason why I'm saying you can't blame the police for it is because the police were called there for an unresponsive person that was drunk. They go storming in there thinking that they're going to, someone needs help. Someone passed out. They had no idea they were walking in on a quadruple murder, 4 people. So I would imagine there's going to be some footprints that might be police officers and stuff. For the simple fact is they didn't know what they were going into. They were led to believe that somebody was unresponsive. No one was dead. It was just someone drank too much, and they stumble into what the hell? 4 dead bodies. So yeah, how many kids were in there all those hours before? Exactly, 8 hours went by before anybody called the police. Who knows how many people were in and out? Who knows? Now the face only a mother could love, or Jesus, but I'm not Jesus, so yeah. Well, in my opinion, I think he's killed before. He got sloppy, or he's just a crazed, delusional person. All right, we have another one. All right, let me switch over here. All right, now let me see if I can't blow this up, this photo a little bit. Let me put this in chat, the description, and put it over here on my. at. All right, let me see here. We got a bed that's pushed all the way up to the wall. Looks like we got a bunch of blood splatter cast off. Let me see if I can't make that bigger. Yes, this is for entertainment purposes, educational, and fair act use. All right, let me jump over here. I'm going to share another one. What I did was blow it up in another screen. Uh-oh, I'm having troubles with my computer. Hold on a minute. All right, so we have the bed. We have the bed. In the corner of the bed, there's a puddle of blood. There is either cast off or splattering on the wall, but what is interesting, if you look at the wall, it's almost like it's knife punctures in the wall. Can you guys see that? Like the tip of the blade was poking into the wall or something.
A degree, but still no career.
Families earning six.
You guys know what I'm talking about? Debbie, you know what I'm talking about? Like maybe he missed or something and it stuck into the wall, the tip of the knife. Wow. All right, let me scroll down on this photo, Debbie. Computer's going. Oh yeah, that's a lot of cast off there. Or splattering. No, that ain't good. Is that the headboard or is that the wall? But it's almost like something was poked into the. That's a lot of cast off there. So that means he's slinging that. You know, or it could be pumping out of a main artery out of the body, and it's splattering. No, but to me it looks like cast off where the knife's being whipped and the blood's coming off of it. That's a lot of blood drops and another small pool of blood right here. A bunch of splattering or cast off on the wall. I'm trying to get in deep. I don't think that's a bed frame. I think that's the wall. Like the bed was pushed up in the corner of the wall or whatever. But yeah, these look like either pinholes from someone sticking pins, or maybe misses or whatever, or maybe went right through. And they're like the tip of the knife is in the sticking in the wall or something. You have to remember. Supposedly it was early in the morning. They were sleeping, lights out. So he might have thought he was hitting something, but it was the wall. He might not even been able to see. I mean, if he was that crazy, did he walk into the rooms and turn the lights on? I don't know. How crazy was he? You have to remember that if they were all sleeping, then there's a good chance their bedroom lights were off. He walks in, it's dark. He can see somewhat, you know, whether, I don't know if he had lighting from a hallway. We don't know. I mean, if it's pitch dark in the house, then he might not have been seeing what he was doing or something. He's pretty good at being a psychopath. Yeah, I would say so, Debbie. All right, let's see what else we could see here. All right, this is down the hallway. As soon as you come up to the stairs, you walk into the living room where the couch was. Yeah, I think that's the room. You make a right there, and you walk down, and there's that's where Ethan and them were. Now it looks like there's a body on the floor, but they have it blared out. But it does look, does appear to be a body. Now what I'm looking for is any blood, footprints, or anything on the floor here. Now it does appear to be two blood drops right here on this railing here. All right, next photo.
vaping formaldehyde, which is used.
All right, now here's her nightstand. Is that what it was? It wasn't a nightstand, it was a dresser or something. In the other photo, I'm not sure. It might have been the nightstand, but just the photo was blown up, so we didn't see the whole thing. But it appears to be a nightstand next to the bed. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. Appears to be an address book or something on the table. Yeah, you got blood all over. I don't know if you folks can see that. You scroll down, blood on the bed, blood on the floor. And then here it, yeah. So this was a small nightstand next to the bed. That in the one photo I already showed was a blown up photo of that, a close up, a zoom in, because here's the same patterns that we seen in that other one. All right, oh, we appear to see telephone cords or something, chargers, and some kind of a pen or maybe a straw, like a drinking straw or something. That you get from a restaurant or something. There are small puddles of blood accumulated. Very dark, so I would imagine it started coagulating or clotting. Hmm. All right, let's look at another. All right, let me check my chat. Yeah, I'm playing. What, the music is lonely? Yeah, I'm playing the music, piping it in. All right, what do we see here? Some kind of a sweater or some kind of a pant or something. Let's see if we can zoom in. We see some marking on the walls here or something. Is that some kind of a banner or something on the wall? Writing or something? It looks like a piece of cloth hanging down or something. Looks like some blood splatter here. that is. Is that like a stuffed leopard or something? Like a stuffed animal? That's what it looks like to me. With something laying over the top of it. All right, here's another one. Now, this is warning. This is graphic. There's blood in it. This is fair act use, educational, entertainment purposes. All right, what do we see? Well, we see a blurred out thing here. I don't know if that's Nathan or somebody in the bed, but it's blurred out. We have a couple little blurs here, so this might be, I see blood all over this bag and on the Coors Light container. You see the white fur from that chair, or what they're saying is a chair, but I think it's the bed or something. Let's see if we can zoom in. Well, now either this is a big giant patch of blood or something, or there's someone laying there. And I also see cast off on the wall on the side of this bed. Hold on a minute, let's bring this up. Okay, what we're looking at is up here in the corner, but I blew it up. Now either this is blood or a body or something on the bed, but it's blurred out. Let's try and blow that up. Yeah, you can see blood all over the Coors thing on the bag. Now, is that the food bag? That looks like a food bag. Is it Taco Bell or something? Chick-fil-A or something? To me, it looks like the outline of a body, and the two legs are crossed on her. I could be wrong, but that's what's blacked out there. So now, didn't they say one of them was sold in a closet? Well, here's that photo, and I don't see. I think what they were doing in the closet was possibly the
But still no
Families earning six.
This
possibly the closet door was open, and maybe there was blood splatter on the clothes. Well, let me see if I can zoom in on this. I'm not seeing no blood. Some kind of a black jacket or something. Now, I thought they said in the beginning of the case that one of the girls was found in the closet. But from this photo, I can't see no blood or evidence that they were found in the closet. I mean, at least in this photo. Let me see what else we got here. We have that bed that's all the way up against the wall again. I think some of these photos were flipped. Because we have that same bed that we just seen. The blood splatter. Looks like we got some blood splatter on the light switch. All right, we got a chair. What looks like hair stuff, maybe hairspray or something on it. A wire running down from the wall or something. Let's see if we can see any blood anywhere in here. It looks like maybe somebody was, I don't know, there's a bunch of paperwork on the floor. But I'm not seeing any blood. Here's a little bit clearer photo of the bedroom scene. That we just seen a few minutes ago. Let me zoom in on this one and see if there's anything we can see. I think this might be the two girls, that's why it's, or maybe Nathan or something, or Ethan or whatever his name was. We're seeing blood on the side of the wall. Is that a door? No, that's where the room cuts out. Angles back. There's that rug or blanket or whatever. There's the furry blanket. There's some kind of a food bag or something, or purse or something, and then the cores. This is all blurred out. We can't see nothing over here. It's pixelated. Here is the kitchen. Looks like a piece of paper on the floor. I don't see no blood dripping all over the counters. See if we can zoom in. Looks like to me there's a bunch of dishes. I don't see no blood coming down from the ceilings like everyone was. There was so much blood, it soaked through the ceilings. Not seeing that. Let's see what else we can see. We're seeing a very messy kitchen. Well, I wouldn't say messy, but there's dishes out. It looks like orange juice here, a bag of food.
I vape,
What
but I
might?
don't like me to vape, you know?
What might appear as blood a little bit right here on the counter. Now, I don't know if that's blood or food, but to me it looks like it's possible maybe something right here. Now, this looks like a stick of butter. So if this guy, people are saying, well, they might have made an attempt to clean it up, or maybe he washed off in the sink. But there's dishes and everything in front of the sink, so I don't know if he did. I don't think he probably got out of there, did what he had to do, and got the heck out of there. I mean, what kind of a psycho would stick around there for and take a shower or clean up? I mean, being you have to place yourself in the mind of a killer. You don't know how many people are in that house, or if they already contacted the police, or their friends or someone, and they're on their way. And you're gonna clean up. I mean, maybe no one called the police. Well, it's very possible he cleaned up, but in the sink, I don't know. A lot of stuff around the sink to knock over, to get blood on, evidence, possibly DNA. You're gonna clean up. Well, I thought he had gloves on. Well, I mean, what are you gonna do? Run the gloves over the water with your hands in them? I don't know. Don't seem logical to me. Here's the floor. It looks like a bunch of, I don't know, whatever, crumbs or whatever. Piece of paper. Maybe a drop of blood here or something, but I don't think so. Literally, you'd have to be half crazy to do something like, well, full blown crazy. Stick around and wash up. You gotta be nuts. All right, here's another photo of the same one we just seen, the bedroom. Now, let's check this out because this is a diagram of them saying what they think they see. Excuse me, let me see if I can blow this up so I could read it.
Booking.com has all kinds of stays for those who love family.
Oh, now it's cutting it off, so I can't move it or anything, so I have to go back. All right, it says this is where she probably bled out. Number one is this circle up here. This circle right here is stating what this person thinks is this is probably where she bled out. Let me read it. Hold on. It says number one, this is where she probably bled out because we know she put up a serious fight. It looks like the back of a saucer chair or blanket on a bed corner. No, that's what I thought too. It was a blanket or something. All right, number two. Looks like it could be artery patterns. Or wait, artery splatter. Or cast off. So number 3 is what they're saying over here, or number 2. Here on the wall, which the light socket is right here. I'm sorry. Number 2 over here, there's blood splatter, which they're saying could be artery spray. You know, if he cut into an artery, it would, as the heart pumps, it's pumping out blood, spraying onto the walls and everything. Very horrific death for these kids. Very horrific. She probably tried to regain as much composure and to stay conscious. Right? I got in an accident once and I lost a lot of blood. And what I can remember was things start getting blurry. You just, things just start getting blurry when you lose a lot of blood. If you don't stop it, you're just going to fade off. From my experiences of bleeding pretty bad. All right, number 3 is number 3 is the pattern that we're seeing on the floor, and it says in her body, the red is her neck. Face with most under the blanket or chair. She's wearing a black hoodie or jacket and no pants. I'll fit it, or I'll find. Oh, I'm sorry. I outlined her arm and her butt. Legs are the tiny outlines right at her elbow. All right, so I could barely read it. The print's so small, I'm trying to read it. All right, so this here is her neck, this red spot here. And here's her butt coming out this way, and her legs are pointing down this way. But we can't see that because it's all blurred out. I can't imagine what was going through her. The one that probably didn't suffer as much as the ones that were sleeping. If they didn't wake up in pain, which they probably all did, you know, even though you're sleeping, you getting stabbed with a knife is going to wake your ass up real quick. Not unless he went for a dead kill. Right into the heart or whatever. And within seconds, boom. Didn't even have that time.
Eczema disrupts my skin.
Didn't even have time to react. I don't know. But I can tell you this much. Pain will wake you up in a heartbeat. And I've also experienced that with my operations. Out of a dead cold sleep. You know, when you're in severe pain, you have a pancreas or something explode, or uh, gallbladders or whatever. Uh, that'll wake your ass up in the middle of a dead sleep in a heartbeat. So I agree. I think she's laying on her side. That could be her neck right there. That they're saying. I really can't tell. The photos are blurred out. They're pixelated in this area. All right, let me see if I can see any more. It's getting pretty late. Here is the window that they think he might have went into. There's handprints there. Whose handprints? We don't know. Let's see if we could zoom in and see if we could see any fingerprints. Or was he wearing gloves? If them are his fingerprints or handprints. Them do look like he tried to slide the window open. I gotta take it off there so I can see. I don't know. They might have. I don't. I don't know. I mean, if he was wearing latex gloves from the lab or whatever that he worked at or school, then there'd probably be no prints, and that's to me. He didn't use much force, and the reason I say that is because you're only seeing his fingertips and the middle of the palm is uh, is white. So he just used his fingertips to try and slide the window up. Interesting. Did he make it through there? Now, if you notice on the windowsill, there's all kinds of stuff, right? Which you would think if he's going through the window, that would have been knocked off. And why would he leave it not open? You know, did he go in? Did he open it, then pull that stuff out, or move it out of the way, and then step in there, and then turned around and closed the window? I mean, would you take that kind of time? And I guess people do when they're doing murders, right? That's the whole conspiracy of it. The whole set somebody up or whatever, or kill somebody. I mean, do I think he went in through the window? I don't know. if he did, there'd be fingerprints on the inside of him closing it. We'd see these prints, and we would see another print on the inside of the window from him closing it. But I'm only seeing 2 prints that they dusted for here. Maybe he tried the window and it was locked and he went around to the door, the back sliding glass door. And if you listen to some of the interviews, that door didn't lock right. They had to put something in it. They had to put like a some kind of a stool or something. They would wedge in there because it wouldn't lock. So it's very possible. He went in through the back sliding glass doors, like they're saying. You know, but why wouldn't you get it fixed? I don't know. Why wouldn't they put a pole in there? I grew up in Chicago, Summit, Illinois, and stuff like that, and bad neighborhoods. Uh, and I can always remember my grandparents or uncles or aunts or even my mom and dad, if we had them sliding things, uh, they would cut a broomstick off the same distance of it as that door, and they would wedge it in. You wouldn't be able to open it. You could stand there all day and pull on it, pull on it. Why didn't they have something like that if the door wasn't working right to make sure it was locked at night? I don't know. And all it is a piece of wood, a 2x4. I've seen my family use 2x4s too. And they cut it the exact distance of that door, maybe just a little short, like a 16th of an inch, so they can get it in and out of there. And they just put it at the base of the door, inside the frame, so the door can't slide open. Excuse me, I'm getting attacked by something. Debbie says I had the exact broom handle in my sliding doors. Yeah. They were saying that the parents were over there changing the locks prior to the murders. Well, all right, let me see if we can see any more photos. All right, this is the bedroom. As you walk up the stairs from the front door, you turn right, and it's right down that little hallway. Now I'm gonna try and blow this up and see what can we see here. Which I think that's Ethan and whatever, I forget her name. I don't know if that's hair. That might be hair, a body laying there. It might be a body laying there and it looks like hair or it's blood. Let's look down on the floor here and see what we can see. Possibly a footprint right in this area. I don't know if you can see my mouse right in this area here. But that might be luminol right there. This might be luminol that we're seeing right here. This faint blue color or whatever. Either this is hair or it looks like blood or something. Outline of blood. Maybe a body going this way. Very sad. It really is sad. You know, like I said, for the ones that were sleeping, I would have to think they probably were awoken by pain. But by the time they realized what was going on, to be honest, folks, they probably already bled out that fast. And probably even bled worse if there was a struggle where they were trying to defend themselves. I mean, we in something like this, you always want to think that they didn't suffer, that it was fast. This looks like something on the table or something, like some glue or something, or paint or something, or nail polish. Let me blow it up and see. Excuse me. Excuse me. This ain't good.
You see a line, have no idea what it's for, but your brain is like, shh.
This is not a good sign. Do you know what that is? That looks like a credit card or some kind of a card. But do you see what's next to it? It's a rolled up dollar bill. I'm wondering now what kind of, uh, if there were drugs found in the house. This might explain a lot why no one called the police for 8 hours. Now, don't play dumb with me, folks. You know dang well if you grew up in the United States or did any kind of partying, what that dollar bill rolled up like that is for. And that card, whether it be an ID, credit card, whatever, food store card or whatever, was used to cut lines or something. There's so many doors to open here. Well, you can go down all. They owed him money. Was he just a psycho? That him himself was hyped up on drugs and stuff? What is it, Debbie? Go on, tell me. Debbie Fox says, well, they were doing that kind of stuff, I imagine. Yeah. Well, there's the proof of it right there. You see what else we could see? A calculator and some kind of a shirt or a bag or something with some kind of imprint on it. This looks to be like either another dollar bill rolled up or a lighter or something. Here's another overhead photo of that that rolled up dollar bill, and
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
looks to be some kind of a green substance in some kind of a bottle or something. Some kind of a gel, maybe aloe gel or something. Yeah, it looks like aloe or something in a squirt bottle or something right here. You can see the tube coming down it, so it might be aloe or something like that. All right, let's down a little bit here. Some kind of a packet of something here. And then I don't know what this is. Either it's a rolled up dollar bill or it's a lighter or something, or maybe a bowl or something. But whatever it is blurred out. So what is that? Could it be a cannabis bowl, Debbie? Crack pipe or something? Or, all right, here's blood on the bag that we're seeing on the floor in the beer can or the beer. The case of beer or whatever. All right, this is one thing I wanted to check out. This is very interesting. And this is a backpack. Now, why would they film this backpack? What what does this backpack have to do with this? It's behind the couch or on the side of the couch or chair or something. This is aluminol. And aluminol that ran down the wall onto the floor. But why is this? Why is this backpack in this photo? I mean, if they were spraying for aluminol and blood and everything, don't you think they would have maybe moved that? Or did they also spray that? Here's more beer in the corner. Here's another case of beer back here. It must have been a party house for sure. Phone charger plug-in the wall. Definitely aluminol dripping down the walls. And this was a knife that was on the counter in the kitchen, I believe, or on the pong table. Now this is interesting. Why did they photograph that? Did they think that was the murder weapon? Or did they think there was maybe two different kind of murder or stab wounds? How bad was it? Was it not that bad and all these people show up there and maybe do something even worse? Why would they and they had to think something. These investigators had to be thinking something that, maybe that was the murder weapon. It don't look like no blood on it. Don't look like no blood around it that we can see. And that's to do all this kind of stabbing if it was very violent and very gory, like they say. That's not a good knife to use because that'd slip right out your hand. Or your hand would slip right down it when you hit bone. And you'd end up cutting yourself. All right, we are going to end this. I'm under attack and it's getting late. I know my mods don't stay up late, so class stem or glass stem. It might be. All right, I want to thank everybody for stopping in and watching. There's more photos, but we'll go over them another time. All this was for educational and entertainment purposes, fair act use. And we might be back tomorrow with part 2 of the, I guess it was 2,800 crime scene photos. That's a lot of photos to go through. Miss Fox, is there anything you want to say? Kel, to anybody that's watching, feel free to post it in chat. I think it would just be demonic to do something like that. You'd have to have a lot of balls and determination and the will. Thank you, Debbie Fox. He'd have to be crazy. I still think he's a serial killer or has killed before. No, I can't. My throat's I'm all under. Plus 3 o'clock is a witching hour, they say. I don't want to get attacked or whatever, murdered. under attack. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Yeah, Kel, thanks for stopping in. Thank everybody for stopping in and being nice. And we'll be back tomorrow with more of this. And if you got if you got two different kind of stab wounds, then something's up. All right, you folks have a good night. God bless everyone. Sleep good. All glory to God. Save us from this demonic world we live in. Heal us all. Look after us as we sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, lock your doors, your screen doors, your screen windows, and the windows, and your sliding glass doors. Don't make it easy for these people to try and kill us. At least give it a noise so you can either call the police or grab your weapon and commence the firing that anything moves. Put a knife underneath your bed mattress. Right? If something happens, you at least got a knife. You can get to the side of the bed underneath the mattress and grab that and commence to defending yourself. I got a couple machetes underneath mine. I'm not gonna lie to these people. I ain't dumb. I know this world is trying to kill me. It's trying to kill us all, even the people around me. And I wish we don't. I wish we didn't have to live like this. And one day in the future, if I have my way, we won't have to live like this. We will be able to sleep in America, guaranteed that there ain't going to be no break-ins because we'll have everything surveilled and people. And that's what's wrong with this country. We ain't sleeping right. And when you got to sleep with one eye open, you ain't going to function right. You ain't going to do your job. You're not going to learn right. What must come first for our country and our citizens and working men and children and safety? Safety. You folks, thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow with possibly part 2 of more crime scene photos in the Idaho 4 case. You all been great. Have a great night. Thank all the mods and everybody for stopping in. Sleep good.